with his talk entitled Good Thing, Bad Thing, Who Knows? Please welcome to the stage David Pagnock.
Thank you. Fortunately, I have you guys for more than 5 seconds. So tonight I'm going to talk about good things and bad things. We normally go through life thinking that good and bad come intertwined, and we actually use statements like, there's no rose without a thorn, or every cloud has a silver lining. And actually, when we go through difficult times, that's the advice that we give to people that we receive. Yeah, this thing, when it's not amazing, but look at the silver lining. Look at the bright side. Think positive. Now, does it always work for you? For me, it doesn't always work. Because even the moment I start thinking of, okay, I need to focus on the positive line, or the positive side, and then immediately my subconscious goes far enough saying, yeah, there's a big black cloud there. Think of that. You're trying to ignore it. Don't ignore it. Don't ignore it. And I don't know what you guys do, but when someone tells me to ignore something, that's the first thing I think of. I don't think of pink elephants. What are you thinking of? So today I'd like to share a powerful tool with you that is based on neuroscience, modern neuroscience, and millennia or personal introspection. Not my own personal introspection. I'm older than I look, but not that old. So have you ever noticed that when something undesirable happens to us, we start suffering not the moment the event has happened, but the moment we label it bad? Let me repeat that. When something undesirable happens to us, we don't start suffering when the event has happened. We start suffering when we label it bad. And the reason is that the badness, the undesirability, the unpleasantness is not in the event. Events are things that happen in this universe vastly outside our control. The badness is in the label that we put on it. And so is the suffering that we trigger by putting that label on it. Let me tell you a story that explains this really nicely. It's a very old Sufi tale. Let's go back a few hundred years in a village in the countryside where a farmer with his son was living. And one day the farmer decides to change his life. He borrows lots of money from the neighbors and he buys a stallion that will help him in the farming. But that night, unfortunately, there's a big storm, the stallion's scared and runs away. And the next day, all the neighbors go to the farmer and say, oh, poor you wanted to change your life, you bought this beautiful stallion that now is gone, and you still owe us lots of money, you're not in a good place. And he shrugs his shoulders and goes, well, good thing, bad thing, who knows? And then he goes for a walk in the forest to recollect his thoughts, and while he's walking, he bumps into his stallion, who's peacefully eating some grass together with another 10 wild horses. So he catches them all, brings them back home to the farm, builds a stronger stable so they don't run away, and all the neighbors go to the farmer and say, oh wow, you now have 11 horses, you're such a rich man. And the farmer shrugs his shoulders and goes, well, good thing, bad thing, who knows? In the next days, they're training the horses, and the son actually has an accident. He falls off one of the horses and breaks his leg. And the leg heals crooked. And all the neighbors go to the farmer and say, oh, you had a nice son, but look at him now. He can't work as hard as before, and nobody will want to marry him. We're so sorry for you. And he shrugs his shoulders and goes, well, good thing, bad thing, who knows? And the next day, the king of that kingdom declares war to a neighboring kingdom, and all the youths need to go to war. And all the neighbors go to the farmer and say, oh, we're devastated. We don't know if we're ever going to see our sons that now are away fighting in this war. But you have your son here that couldn't go to war for his crooked leg. You're so lucky. And the farmer shrugs his shoulders and says, well, good thing, bad thing, who knows? And the story goes on forever, but I only have another 5 minutes. So the moral of the story is, if you look back in your life, can you see, you probably can see many, but can you see at least one event that happened to you that you labeled negative, but then actually turned into a blessing in disguise for your own life? I'll give you an example. I lost my job. And when I lost my job, of course I started looking for another one. But on top of that, I felt very anxious. I felt scared. I was panicking. And I wasn't going out with my friends anymore. I wasn't sleeping well. And I was creating all these scenarios where nobody will ever hire me again. And my family and my friends will abandon me. And I live a life of loneliness and misery. That was in my head, and that was what I was experiencing. But what really happened is that after a few months, I found another job in a better company, and I was even happier than before. And when I look back, I thought, well, all this misery that I brought upon myself, was it really necessary? Of course, I did have to look for a job, but all this suffering that I created, was it necessary? No, it wasn't. So if we really don't know what the future brings, why do we rush to label an event bad and start suffering? So here's the tool that I wanted to share with you. Don't label events. Don't label things that happen to you. They're outside our control. They're not good or bad. They're not positive or negative. They're just things. They're events. If something nice happens to you, embrace it and rejoice and celebrate it. If something not nice, if something that you weren't desiring happens to you, don't label it bad, but start thinking, okay, can I see at least one chain of events that will actually take me from this undesirable event to a much nicer place? Can I see at least one? Good. And then, can I see one action that I can take right now that will set me off on that path in that direction? So, don't label the events. Think of at least one chain of events that will take you to a nicer place. Think of one action that you can take now and go take that step. Because remember, good thing, bad thing, who knows? Thank you.